I'm spacing out. Ben Askren. I think Ben Askren has a fight scheduled, or at least there were like rumors of it and mostly confirmed.
Robbie Lawler.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Robbie Lawler
Yeah.
in January, I want to say, maybe January 26th. That like
I'm not sure.
feels right. That's a fucking fight. I love Robbie Lawler. He is a goddamn warrior. I'll never forget when he fought the Canadian Psycho or whatever that guy's name is.
Rory McDonald.
Rory McDonald. And like Rory's nose has been flattened to his face, and it looks like it's gone. It looks like there's a hole where his nose should be, and blood is just coming out of it. And they're spitting wads of blood out, and they're just
gritty as can be. And Rory McDonald apparently was winning that fight. If he had survived that 5th round, he would have won on points. And
the way he got knocked down, the way like the knockout blow, it wasn't a KO. Like it was a TKO because he just got punched in the nose for maybe the 30th time in that fight. And this was a good, clean, straight crack. And you just know it shattered his fucking nose. It was broken already.
And his will.
It was the pain. It was the pain of that strike that dropped him to the ground. It wasn't like the other night where the Brazilian guy hit like the American.
Jacare and Weidman.
Yeah, when Jacare hit Weidman in the head, and you had this odd flash knockout where he got this, what didn't look like a haymaker, but it hit him in the temple at a bit of an angle, and it fucking turned Weidman off like a light switch. It wasn't that. It was a delayed reaction when Rory took that punch, and you could tell that the delay was between strike and him fully absorbing the pain of what had just happened, and he just hit the fucking mat. It was a hell of a fight. Did we watch that one in a movie theater?
We did. Yeah.
That was a crazy card. Connor was on that fucking card.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was I drug everyone there if I remember it right.
I'm glad I went. I remember being excited for it. That was the best UFC viewing experience I've ever experienced. We were in an actual movie theater watching a pay-per-view event with, I'm going to call it 25 other strangers. People were cheering, yelling, but at the appropriate times. Like, they weren't talking over the interviews. It was when like strikes were happening and like big moves were going down.
It was like attending a sports event, really. But it was
except you could see.
You could see that. That's a really good point. The other thing I liked about it was like both teams were home teams. There were Mendez people, there were McGregor people, Lawler people, McDonald people, and I was kind of pro Conor, I think, that fight. And there was someone else who wanted Mendez, and he shot me a look when Conor beat him, and I like that. You know, I'm down for that. It's neat to have that happen, and it made for a good experience. I wish more movie theaters could do that.
Yeah, I occasionally I'll like when there is a big event coming up, I'll Google, like, can't find anyone else doing it. You know, like I don't remember which event. Maybe a few months ago, I was like, I wonder if I could go watch this in a theater somewhere. I'd love to do that again. I can't find anyone else doing it. That was sick though. You and I went to that event in Boston one time, and I want to say our tickets were $300-$400 a piece.
Yeah, it
was the shittiest UFC experience. Like Conor, again, Conor was fighting.
Yeah.
It was awful. We couldn't see much. The cage obscures a ton.
It does. And we had really, really good seats. They were the best seats you could buy, I think. And
it was still that shitty of a viewing experience?
Terrible.
Yeah, I would argue that the UFC doesn't lend itself to live events.
You know what would fix it, in my opinion? We were discussing this the other night. Is if the cage were at the bottom of the floor and then the seating was above it, stacked up higher and higher. And so everyone's looking down into the cage. I feel like that would have been better. And I know that's basically what they have now, but more accentuated. Like, I really need to be above this shit. I need to be
custom place, though, because what they do is they put the octagon in the middle of where the basketball court would be, and then it's just flat for a really long ways. And then if you want to get elevated at all, you're really far away. And you can watch a basketball game from pretty far away. But when it comes to like fighting, you really got to get in there.
Yeah, we're watching the Jumbotron. You know, like we paid to sit in a hard plastic chair and deal with an awful crowd and terrible traffic. It's what we paid for. And in the end, it was like I was like, well, I'm not going to do that again. Like, the only way I'd go to the event is if I somehow got ringside. Like if I was right fucking there where Joe Rogan is, or maybe in the front row, like right behind him, immediately behind him. But even then, I feel like you can't see much. I feel like and I've said this about sporting events forever, NFL, MLB, whatever, hockey, Hockey was pretty good. You're really close in hockey, and like there's nothing but
fun.
a little bit of plexiglass separating you from the player. So Taylor and I went to a hockey game, and we had excellent seats, and that was worth going to. But I've had the best seats that you can buy watching the Braves before. Wouldn't do it again. I watch at home in fucking high definition where there's dozens of cameras, and I'm gonna get to see the fucking strike zone. I'm gonna get to see the pitcher fucking close up of the pitcher's face, and then behind him as he throws the ball, and the batter hitting it, and then they'll follow the fucking ball through the air, and I get to see the outfielder running for it, making the catch, making the throw, and then the fucking call at third. Like, come on, you can't beat that at the field? There's no way.